Hello and welcome to another Bodgit and Leggit video. Now today we are going to do a review on this Launch OBD2 scanner. It's the 419. There she blows. I got sent this to me from Foxwell to do a review on it. And what I'm going to do is, like I said in my other video, I have a Foxwell scanner I'm giving away, and I'm also going to be giving this away to one of my lucky Patreons. So that video will be coming shortly. Keep an eye out for that. So it's this one and the Foxwell one. But what we're going to do, we're going to see what this is like. This is obviously kind of for the DIYer. It's really cheap, so it's not going to break the bank. And it's one of them things, just like I use the Foxwell. I use the Foxwell before I use any other one. Just plug it in because it's going to load up. It's going to be really quick, especially if you're just reading codes. It's going to be instant, a lot quicker than trying to fire up the bigger machine. As you can see from the side, it does a lot for the price point. Does live data, freeze frame data, and you can see from the bottom, or the back should I say, exactly what it can do. We have a 2005 Seat Cordoba 1.4 petrol, and this has a lot of lights on. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug it in and see what it's like. I'm going to open this as carefully as I possibly can, so whoever actually gets it, I'm not just going to rip it open. What I'll do is, no point, I'm going to cut it there to try and open this as nice as I possibly can to keep everything intact. And once I've done that, we'll see what it's like. Right, this is what you get. You get the USB cable. I think that's for downloading all the save data. You get obviously the machine, the OBD2 plug, a little protector there. So what we're going to do, undo all that. It's come up straight away. Just got to undo all the clips. If you can see a bit better now. So we've got a colour screen, which is nice. And when we open up, we've got diagnostic, DTCs, lookup, tool setup. Now, I'm sure the tool setup, yeah, it's just for language and unit of measurement, depending where you are in the world. I've never used this, and it's pretty straightforward what is, you know, okay, and enter and back and stuff. We'll just go to, so if you do have an error code, for example, you can actually look it up. So if we go P0 420, enter, and there we go. It's saying it is a catalytic problem, which it is. So straight away and instantly it came up with that, which is really handy actually. Again, for the price point, it all comes down to the price point. For the price, you can't complain. Now we'll just go to diagnostics, press enter, and it's actually, you can see that, must be doing some kind of auto scan. Well, not an auto scan, it's just trying to find out what connection it needs to go into the computer. And it's found it, there we go. You can see, hopefully you can see that. It's saying we have four, as you can see, 4 DDTs in the ECU. Readiness complete, not 4, not complete is 4. Data stream supported 20. Ignition type spark, so it's obviously figured out it's petrol. And then when you just press enter, you got read codes, array code. Ugh. When you press enter, you can see that. So we can just go to read codes, press enter. Again, identified by vehicle. So what we need to do is we need to tell it exactly what it is, so it can give us the right information. It says the first code is a PO 147, which is an Egr valve problem. We just flip up. So you flip the arrow keys down, and our next problem again is another Egr valve problem. Then we have a O2 sensor bank 1 problem, heater circuit. Then we have an O2 sensor current problem, an Egr valve problem. So it looks like, yeah, with Egr valves and O2 sensor problems. Now I have plugged this into the bigger one. It's exactly the same, so I know what it's saying is definitely right. Let's see what data stream we can pull up on this vehicle. So we go to data stream, and we'll go to view all items. You can see that. View all items, enter. This is now obviously going to show us what are supported, and there we go. We have 18 pages, and there's 4 on each page. So as you just scroll down once, it will actually change. You can just see that, change the... Now I keep getting interrupted and my phone keeps going, and I don't know exactly where I was, but I think I was on the data stream list. So on this one, you get 4 PIDs up at the same time, and we've essentially got 18 pages of data stream PIDs on this. So what I'm going to do is, we know we have a few faults. I'm not going to go into it all because it'd just be too long in a video, but I'm just kind of showing you the basics it can do. And again, you know I keep saying it, but for the price points, that's what it's down to. This is going to be a really good scanner for someone that anyone can afford this. You can leave it in your car, leave it in your glove box. If you have an engine light, you can quickly hook it up. It's not going to kill you to buy it, and you can quickly see what faults you've got. So we'll start it up, if this will start, because this is now we've lost communication when it's done that, but that's not a problem. So we just go back into it. Because I started it, the power goes, and that's why that. So just wait for this to get back into it, and we'll continue the video. Right, so we're back, and you can see that we are 39 degrees, so the engine temperature is going up, and the load is like 5 to 7% load, and as I rev it, you can see it changes, and to be fair, quite quick. So if we go through the other pages, short-term and long-term fuel trim, 15.6 on the long-term, so that's why we do have an error code for that. So at least that shows us that. Manifold pressure, engine RPMs, ignition timing, air intake temperature. You know, it does do an awful lot for the price. But what I want to get into now, this is the sort of thing, like I explained in one of my other videos, it's one of them things you kind of have to play with yourself to get to know what's good and bad and indifferent. But what we can do is we can go to graphing items, so items we can actually put on a graph. So it'd be interesting to see our O2s, even though this is cold at the minute, but we've got a few things we can pick from. Here we go, oxygen sensor, bank 1, sensor 2. Do we have oxygen sensor? How many can I pick? If I pick these 2. There we go. Now these are our 2 oxygen sensors. I'm going to have to wait for it to go to closed loop to get a proper reading. It is a little bit slow, but I mean, again, you know, you're talking about the price. You just, when you say the price, you just can't complain. Now we do have a heating problem with one of our O2s, which is our, where we're looking, it's our sensor 1 to 2, no, sensor 1, yeah, our sensor 1 heater aren't working, and you can see that because it's just zero. It's not moving at all, and it should be moving a little bit. It should be doing something even when the engine is cold. So at least that kind of shows us some live data, which is, you know, it's moving a little bit, but it's very, very, yeah, it's just kind of kicking in, but it's very, very lazy. But we know we have a problem with the O2s in this, so, you know, that's good. So you can graph 2 things at once, which is handy. So if I go back out of this, let's see what else we can kind of graph. Can we get the fuel trims in? Let's go back out, go to graph again, and we'll go fuel trim, long-term and short-term fuel trim. And again, we just see, oh, my battery's about to go. I'm gonna have to replace my battery. We have a new battery. As you can see, we have our 2 fuel trims up. Our short-term fuel trim is, oh yeah, okay, I see. Our short-term fuel trim is at -7.8, and our long-term is at -12. So yeah, we know we have a problem. We give it a slight rev. How quick does it react? And again, I'll just let this settle down and I'll show you it's not bad actually. The screen is obviously small, so the bigger screen, like everything, the easier it is to read. But again, for the price of this thing, everyone should have something like this. And you can just leave it in the car. If your engine light pops, and you can quickly plug it in, and you can tell quite a lot. And especially if you want to get to know how to read data better, something like this is perfect, because this can teach you an awful lot. So I just rev it up there, and you see how quick it actually does kind of respond. I don't know how long this more engine's going to run for. We have a lot of problems on this engine, but it's not bad. And the graph is definitely handy. You know, you do need to look at things in graphs. It's a lot easier to read, especially with O2 sensors. You can see if they're oscillating, going up and down like it's supposed to, rather than just looking at voltage. The graph is just that much easier to actually look at. Now what I am going to do, there's another one here saying vehicle information, which is handy because it can give you, you know, now this just has the calibration CDI on it, but you know, you can get information, you can write it down in your book, so you know if you do have a problem, you know, you can write the numbers down, and it's just handier for future reference. See what monitors we have, drive cycle, this drive cycle, what monitors have been done. And it has the monitors as well, so you can do drive cycles and stuff. Here, we don't really need to bother with that. I know in certain parts, or in certain parts of the world, like America, they kind of run off monitors. Our test doesn't really do that, but if it does, you can look at what monitors have been set or what monitors are complete. So we'll just go back into it. I pressed exit, I didn't mean to. I just want to see, even though I know the fault codes aren't going to wipe, I just want to wipe the fault codes and just see what happens, see if it's able to kind of wipe the fault codes, even though it might come back straight away. I kind of want to see how it reacts. This car isn't being fixed, by the way. There's just way too much to go wrong, so that's why I can kind of do it. You don't normally just reset fault codes, because you can reset a lot of you can lose a lot of data and you might not know where to go from. So I'm just going to clear them all. Are you sure you want to clear them? We'll press OK. Please turn on ignition, engine off, which is good. It actually tells you. So engine is off, ignition is on. Press enter. Processing. It has actually turned off the lights. As soon as I start this, it's told me it has done it. Some of it hasn't. It says it has failed on some of it, but I knew it was going to come back kind of instantly. So this guy actually tells you all that, because I've seen some of the cheap scanners don't. Yeah, the lights came back on straight away, but we knew they was going to. Let's just see what codes have been set. We've still got the same four. So we've got the Egr Valve Low Circuit. We've got the Egr Valve Control Circuit. These are all pending faults now, because they're going to be hard set faults, but they're all pending faults. So it's just put them as a pending fault at the minute, but it's the same faults. But well, no, actually, sorry, we do have one current fault, which is the Egr Valve Low Circuit. And then we have an Egr Valve Control Circuit, which is the pending. But as soon as I take it for a drive or cycle the key, that's going to be a current fault code anyway. But again, it's good that it also tells you that, because to be honest, it's, you know, again, for the price, it is kind of, you know, I wasn't expecting to do all that. It tells you current and pending. It's handy. That's it really. I mean, you know, it's one of them things you can buy. Anyone can buy one. It'll work on most OBD2 cars. And yeah, you know, you can leave it in your glove box if you want to mess around with a few cars. Put some information up. What I suggest you do is and I said it on my other video, is you get the information off this. When your car is running properly, take all the information off. So take what the intake temperature, pressure is, what the turbo pressure, whatever car you happen to have, take all the readings from it. So if you do have a problem, you can match them up with your good readings to your bad readings. So let's say your airflow sensor, let's say you had a specific reading on it, and when you've come back that reading's completely different to what you had when you know the car was good, well then you know you've maybe got a problem in and around that area. So it's always good to write all the information down, leave it in a book. But for quickness, for the price, coloured screen and all that, and I mean, you can't really go wrong. You really can't go wrong. So that is the Launch 491. I can't really say too many bad things about it really because of the price. If it was really expensive, then yeah, you could say something. But for the price, it does what it says. It does what it says on the tin. You know, it reads it. You get some live data. You can get some graphing data. What more do you want? So that's it. So yeah, Foxwell was nice enough to send me that. I will be giving this away along with my other one, so stay tuned for that for my Patreon supporters. Foxwell, hopefully they might send me the GT80, and you know, we're still trying because a lot of people want to see it. So you know, I'll leave all the links down below where you can actually buy this from. So if you wanna look into this, the links will be down below on the video. And that's it. I'm impressed. For the price, you can't complain for the price. It's as simple as that. For the price of the unit, I can't really say nothing bad about it. Yeah, that's it. I put it back in its packet for the lucky winner. Touched by my hands. I mean, you know, what more do you want? So yeah, I mean, it really is, you know, for the price point, what it can do, anyone can afford it. You can learn an awful lot from this, and it can give you a good idea of where to go, you know, if you do have a problem in your car. But it's cheap enough, like I said, just to leave in your glove box. If your engine light comes on, you're afraid is something going to happen, quickly plug it in. You always have it with you. You know, it's just absolutely perfect. Now, Foxwell do a bigger machine, which is the GT80, and I'll just leave that up there. We're still trying to get Foxwell to send it to me, so come on, Foxwell, and we can really show off what they can do, because obviously the GT80 is their big machine and it does, well, a lot. But this is the 409 launch, and there you go. So some lucky person's going to get this, and that's it. So yeah, I mean, it really is as simple as that. So look, hope it helps. Thumbs up, subscribe, the usual. Links up here, links down below. But most importantly, don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one.